The bamboo and the oak tree in a quiet valley where the wind sang softly and the sun cast golden rays over rolling hills, stood two trees, a towering oak and a slender bamboo. The oak, with its thick trunk and sprawling branches, was the pride of the valley. "Look at me, bamboo," it boomed, its voice deep as thunder. "I am the strongest in this valley. Storms rage, winds howl, yet I stand unyielding. My roots are deep, my bark unbreakable. You, with your frail form, how do you survive? You bend at the slightest gust." The oak grew mightier, its branches reaching higher, its trunk wider. The bamboo, too, grew, but in its own way spreading gracefully, its roots weaving a quiet network beneath the soil. The animals of the valley loved the bamboo's shade, its gentle rustle soothing their hearts. "Dear friend," it whispered, "your strength was great, but the storm was greater. I survive because I do not fight what I cannot defeat. I bend, I adapt, and I rise again." The oak, though admired, was too grand for such intimacy. Its shade was vast but cold. They saw now that its slender form held a different kind of strength, one not of unyielding power, but of patience and flexibility. The bamboo's roots, though less deep than the oak's, were intertwined, supporting one another, spreading far to anchor it through any storm. Its roots gripped the earth like iron, and its leaves whispered tales of enduring storms. Travelers came to see the tree that stood where the mighty oak had fallen. They carved flutes from its stalks, which sang sweet melodies, and built homes from its wood, which flexed but never broke. The bamboo became a symbol of resilience, teaching all who listened that true strength is not always in standing rigid, but in bending with grace, enduring with patience, and rising with hope. "Dear oak," it replied softly, "I do not fight the wind, I dance with it. My strength lies not in resisting, but in yielding. When the storm comes, I bow, and when it passes, I rise again." Beside it, the bamboo swayed gently, its thin stalks bending with every breeze, its delicate leaves shimmering like jade. The oak, proud of its might, often spoke to the bamboo. The bamboo listened quietly, its stalks swaying as if in thought. Dark clouds churned, and the wind roared like a beast unchained. The oak stood defiant, its branches rigid against the gale. "I am unbreakable," it bellowed as the storm tore at its leaves. The bamboo, however, bowed low, its stalks nearly touching the ground, swaying in harmony with the wind's wild rhythm. The oak scoffed, its leaves rustling with disdain. "Yielding is weakness. Strength is standing tall, unmoved. You will never know true power, bamboo." Years passed, and the valley saw seasons of calm and fury. One autumn, a storm unlike any other swept into the valley. The storm raged for days, its fury relentless. The oak fought with all its might, its roots straining to hold firm, but the wind was merciless, and with a groan that shook the valley, the oak's deepest roots snapped. Its massive trunk tilted, then crashed to the earth, splintering branches and scattering leaves. The valley fell silent, mourning the fall of its giant. When the storm passed, the bamboo stood upright once more, its leaves glistening with rain. It looked upon the fallen oak, its heart heavy. The animals gathered around the bamboo, marveling at its resilience. Word of the bamboo's survival spread beyond the valley, and so the valley thrived under the bamboo's quiet watch, its gentle sway a reminder. Strength is not only in power but in the wisdom to yield, adapt, and grow anew.